Hello and welcome to LifeClub presented to you by Tieke. Through LifeClub, we work with young learners like you in nurturing your career and character, the two most important aspects of your life. This Saturday evening, we are excited to go live and share with you how to be compassionate like Mother Teresa. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please take a moment and do it right now so that when we go live every Saturday evening, you will be notified. And if we share a live lesson in our YouTube channel, you will get an alert. So please take a moment and subscribe to our channel right now. All right. In times of crisis and unrest, compassionate people can unify humanity like a glue that binds us together in times of unrest and challenges, and even during times of pandemic. Without compassion, we become lonely individuals without getting help from anybody, facing challenges alone. Empathy is an important foundational emotion for human connection. It is the spark that can ignite compassion. And research has shown that when we feel compassionate, our heart rate slows down. We secrete the bonding hormone called oxytocin, and regions of the brain linked to empathy and caregiving light up, which often results in our wanting to approach and care for other people. In Life Club this evening, we are going to look into the life of Mother Teresa and learn from her how to be compassionate in life. Mother Mary Teresa was born on 26th August 1910, honored as the Saint Teresa of Calcutta, which is today called as Kolkata. She was an Albanian Indian, a Roman Catholic nun, and a missionary who came to India at a very young age. Yes, she was 18 when she moved to India, where she lived most of her life later on. In 1950, Mother Teresa founded the Missionaries of Charity that manages homes for people who are dying of HIV, AIDS, leprosy, and tuberculosis. The home that Mother Teresa was running also supplies food for people in need. It also runs soup kitchens, dispensaries, mobile clinics, children's and family counseling program, as well as orphanages and schools even today. Mother Teresa received a number of honors during her lifetime, including the 1962 Ramon Magsaysay Peace Prize and the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize, which is considered to be the highest honor in the world. She was canonized as a saint on September 4th, 2016. Mother Teresa had a heart for people in need right from our childhood days. During her lifetime, Mother Teresa became famous as the Catholic nun who dedicated her entire life to caring for the destitute and dying people in the slums of Calcutta, which is today called as Kolkata. She founded the order, the Missionaries of Charity, to look after abandoned children and to help the poorest of the poor, once saying that they lived like animals, but they would die like angels. To most people, she is a role model of compassion and selflessness. To homeless and the destitute, she is the beacon that gives hope to their desperate existence. Dubbed as the living saint, Mother Teresa has, without a doubt, made a massive impact on many people's lives. She changed the world and inspired a lot of people in her own way. Her journey was not easy though. She was criticized, humiliated, but that did not deter her. She continued to devote her life to caring for the sick, poor, and the disadvantaged in the society. In the process, she also broke boundaries and taught us the true essence of charity. Mother Teresa consistently was admired as one of the most inspiring humans walking on the earth during her lifetime. That continued her since she came into India and died in the year 1997. According to her, compassion is a joy of sharing. It's doing small things for the love of each other. Just a smile, or carrying a bucket of water, or showing some simple kindness. These are the small things that make up compassion. It's only pride and selfishness and coldness that keeps us from having compassion. When we ultimately go to God after we die, we are going to be judged on what we were to each other, what we did for each other, and especially how much love we put in that. It's not how much we give, but how much love we put in that giving. That's compassion in action, according to her. Well, now that brings up a very important question to each one of you in your minds. What is being compassionate? Compassion literally means to suffer together. It is defined as the feeling that arises when you are confronted with another suffering and feel motivated to relieve that suffering for that person or that community. Compassion is not the same as empathy. While empathy refers to more generally to our ability to take the perspective of and feel the emotions of other person, compassion is when those feelings and thoughts include the desire to help. It's about acting. And that's why Mother Teresa told that the fruit of love is service, which is compassion in action. Compassion is all about showing the love and empathy in action. Now, why should one be compassionate? You may be thinking in your mind, why should I be compassionate? You see, compassion is important because it promotes meaningful connections with others, people who we live with in our community, people whom we meet at school, people whom we bump into when we go out and spend time during our weekends, maybe. It helps us to promote meaningful compassion with all such people. It's about understanding the struggles of another person and wanting to help that person or that community. Compassion is vital to helping people get through a tough time. However, being compassionate is hugely beneficial for the one who is compassionate. It's not about the beneficiaries alone. It's also the person who is compassionate that stands to get benefited. Today in LifeClub, I'm going to give you a few important reasons as to why you should be compassionate in life. Being compassionate helps you reduce your anxiety. When you grasp and understand what someone else is going through, you start appreciating your own life more. You realize that your life is fine. You gain a different perspective about your life. Being more compassionate helps reduce anxiety by taking your mind off yourself. It gives you a break from your own problems and worries and start looking at helping others, giving others, being in time of need for others, and thereby it reduces your anxiety. It helps you to be fearless. I personally believe that compassion is the opposite of fear. It's almost impossible to experience fear when you are expressing compassion. This is because your mind and heart are totally connected with what the other person is going through. So you start tending to be fearless about yourself and about the problems and challenges and the times that you are going through. Thirdly, being compassionate gives you a lot of happiness. This is a big reason why being compassionate is very important. It makes you happier for two reasons. Firstly, as I told earlier, you will be less stressed or anxious or fearful. Secondly, the genuine desire to help others naturally brings out happiness and fulfillment within you. The following quote from Dalai Lama explains this beautifully. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Being compassionate helps you to be happy in your own life. Fourthly, being compassionate helps you recover from your illness. It's a very relevant message during the times that we are going through. Being more compassionate can speed up the recovery from diseases and promote healing. This includes yourself, also the other people that you express compassion to. This is one of the reasons that is practiced in the medical world as to why doctors should be more compassionate. Doctors who are compassionate have noticed their patients healing faster and regaining their health more quickly. I believe this is because the patient feels more valued, understood, and he feels important when he goes and meets the doctor during the illness. The patient is more likely to return to the doctor for further consultations, and that makes the healing much faster. A doctor who is very cold and scientific and talks a lot of jargons that the patient doesn't understand can leave the patient feel more helpless, misunderstood. Most doctors receive little or no training on how to be compassionate with their patient. But compassion is such an important component to healing and physical recovery. Personally, if you are going through any illness, by being compassionate, you will be able to experience a quick or a speedy recovery. Finally, being compassionate helps you understand other people at a much deeper level. You develop better connections with other people. This leads to stronger friendships and more meaningful relationships that can last a lifetime. When you act with compassion, others that you interact with are inspired to act more compassionately too. It lifts them up and puts them in a higher emotional state. Compassion can spread thereby like a wildfire. Now, these are some of the reasons why one should be compassionate. Now, the next question is, how can I be compassionate? I would like to be more compassionate with others. Now, how do I do that? Now, firstly, put yourself in others' shoes. Place your happiness in the happiness of others. Instead of just thinking and caring for yourself, start caring for others. Break free from selfishness. Compassion is a great journey to go out of yourself and start caring, helping, and making other people happy. Learning how to be selfless is a great start to become a more compassionate person yourself. Secondly, do not ignore people when they talk to you. Don't talk too much, but give them the opportunity to express themselves. Listen to their stories to know what they are dealing with. Understand the messages they want to convey. Take note that compassion is about awareness and not ignorance. And only when you listen to others, you would be able to be suitably compassionate for them in whatever problems or struggles that they are going through. Thirdly, free yourself of pride. Stop feeling superior to others. Don't act like you know everything. Admit your own mistakes and learn to forgive people. If there is humility in your heart, it would be easier for you to be compassionate towards others because your heart can listen, see, and feel clearly what's inside the heart of others. Fourthly, get rid of hatred. Learn how to stop hating and start loving others. Stop judging, forcing others to change, or getting mad at them when your wants are not met. Instead, start appreciating the good things about them, giving them the chance to change themselves and understanding their weaknesses. Remember that you cannot be compassionate if your mind and heart are filled with hatred against somebody or against the community. Finally, we all have our own suffering, but being compassionate to others is not only about attending to our own suffering, but also to others' suffering. If you want to show compassion to your friends, feel their misery and offer them help. Comfort them when they lose a loved one, when they suffer from sickness, when a great failure causes them depression, or when their hearts are broken. When you commit practicing compassion, your relationship becomes more meaningful. Negative feelings will start to lessen. Your mind becomes quieter, allowing you to receive clearer inner guidance. You become more attractive to people you meet because they feel that you are a very nice person by being so loving to others. You are compassionate and they can see your heart that you are a very nice individual. You're more likely to find your purpose of life. That's what we are living for, isn't it? Purpose of life, that's what we are living for. By being compassionate, you are definitely in a better position to understand your purpose of life. You feel the deep fulfillment of knowing you are contributing to a more loving world. You see, the virtue of compassion is universally valued, and at least that's what we see from the life of Mother Teresa. Well, that's all for today. We are looking forward to see you next Saturday, same time. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please take a moment and do it right now so that when we go live every Saturday evening, you will be notified. And when we upload a life lesson in our YouTube channel, you will get an alert. Thank you for joining us. We wish you a great weekend and a great week ahead. See you soon.